Hi everyone, so I got to play the game a lot over the last 2 weeks during the two beta weekends. I must have like at least 40 hours clocked into this beta. So I got to experience, like all sorts of things happening with the game in terms of mechanics, in terms of combos, in terms of characters and matchups. So I think I can kind of confidently say my thoughts on like the direction that the game is going in. So the biggest thing is obviously the heat system. Now, my biggest takeaway from the heat system is that I think maybe it does some characters do too much chip and block. For example, look at Asuka right here. Like that's a lot of chip just for blocking a move, and I feel like it rewards aggression like way too much. I feel like defensive options should be like like it takes skill to be a defensive player. It takes skill to understand the matchups to a certain depth that you're able to use your movement well, that you're able to utilize your your thought process on defense in terms of blocking things edge. But in this game, blocking is actually bad in this game because you actually take chip damage and blocking, and against certain characters in this game it really adds up. So I think a big thing they need to do is to really tone down the chip in general. And another thing with the heat system is that there's a lot of forced mix-up situations. Like you block a heat engager and you're dealing with this heat dash mix-up situation, and some characters have heat smashes, which is like this move. In Asuka's case it's a mid, but some characters have it from a low starter. So you're constantly forcing this, you're constantly guessing against this one button low mix-up. That's like probably plus and block. In Lily's case it's versus plus and block, which is kind of insane. The damage output in general, now Harada said himself, he knows the damage output's too high and it will be toned down, so I don't think I need to say too much on that. Now, there is one thing I do like about the game in terms of all the changes. I really like the change is that there's a lot more depth to the game in terms of managing your grey life, in terms of when should I use my heat burst, when should I use my heat. In this instance, do I use it after the opponents? Because if they do all their heat shit to me and deal a lot of grey life to me, I can use my heat back to heal myself. So there's a lot of like really interesting decision making involved in there, and like it's rewarding when you successfully put your plan into game, and like, oh, I should time my heat here just to ensure that I get my life back, especially in characters like June, where that matters even more in terms of healing yourself with heat. So it makes the game more complex in that kind of sense, and I think it's a really good direction they're going in. Now there's some little things in the gameplay. So low parry change, you cannot get a full combo of a low parry now. So why that is really good in my opinion is because in Tekken 7, how many comebacks have you seen someone trying to do down force at end of rounds and they get low parried and they get a whole screw combo, wall carry, wall game, wall oki, deal with rage drive at the wall probably or whatever. So I think the low parry change in this game is super good. Like you should not die for getting low parried, for you getting low parried. So counter hit throws is another thing. If you get counter hit throw on someone, now contrary to popular belief, it's not unbreakable. It is a very tiny window, which makes it really difficult to break, but it is not unbreakable like people think. I'm just thinking in terms of characters like King, for example, who has a 10 frame grab. So he does like 2-1 on block, and then he does giant swing, 0 on block into giant swing, and he tried to poke at him, but he just counter hits you with the giant swing, and then you might not react in time because the window is really short to break. Think like shorter than Steve's wall shove throw. Think how hard that is to break. Now it's even shorter than that, so you can almost say it's unbreakable even. So characters like King will really benefit from that change. Now combo system, the combos are really interesting because the heat smash adds like a whole layer to combo. Now remember I was talking about like decision making. Now heat smash extends your combo, it reduces the hit juggle, so that means you can go for longer combos. and you can spend your heat dash, for example. So let's say I do my heat dash here or whatever, and then I can. So you can use this to extend your combos. Obviously, everyone has their own staples using this. It extends your combos, so you can think: should I use my heat to extend my combos to make my combos better as a one-time thing, or should I save heat to restore myself, heal my grey life, and blah 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 blah. So like I said, it goes back to like kind of all the complex combo decision making that you can do. In terms of movement, sidestep is better. Backdash is noticeably like way worse. So I feel like they want you to make active decisions to deal with things, you know, like backdashing to deal with things is less viable, while stepping is a stronger option. So this game feels like a lot more committal. This in tandem with all the heat changes they have in the game and all the cans mix-up situations, it makes you really like, and again also like the chip damage and block that you get, the game makes you really like be on your toes and actively think and be actively like plan out your game plan to deal with things. So by reducing backdashes, they're making you, forcing you into a bit more rock paper scissors kind of situations where you have to be like actively I hate this word actively now, just constantly on your toes doing something like active defense. That's what we would call it. Now another thing I noticed is like characters have more like personality in their playstyles. Like any character's strengths, they've been emphasized. So like Lily's backturn mix-up is stronger, Shay's stance pressure is stronger, King's throw game is stronger, Lara's stance mix-ups are stronger. So they're like pouring all their like points into like a certain strength of a character. Like Asuka's defensive options got stronger because her stuff is all heat engagers now. Her sidestep 2 is a heat engager. So like they're buffing characters' notable strengths. So it kind of makes them stand out a bit more from each other. And like Paul Defus, Nina's guns, for example. Now the presentation of the game is super top tier. All the models look amazing. You can see that they really have a budget in this game. Like compared to Tekken 7, like they have a budget. You can see like all the details, all the models. The costumes are really nice across the board. The character specific quotes are a really nice touch. You know, it shows, you know, that's something for the casuals. Obviously I like it as well, like something that the casuals will appreciate. Gives characters a bit more personality, fleshes them out a little bit more, makes them a bit more marketable, and so on. So all that stuff is super. Presentation's top tier. The music is on the fence. You know, some stages are bad. I personally like the character select theme music. I know a lot of people don't, but personally I like it. The netcode is okay. It's alright. It's better than Tekken 7, which is a good starting point. And I think it can only get better because this is just literally like a network testing, like a closed network test. Like this is not even like optimal network anyway, so I think it's only going to get better, and right now it's already like pretty decent. The rank system, I'm not too sure because it's first to 2. I don't know if that's just for this or it's for everything, right? So I'm not too sure about the rank system. I think I prefer like death matches, like infinite rematches. So I think I prefer that by far. So I'm not too sure about first to 2 just yet. Hit effects, please tone down hit effects. Like there's way too many particles. That's my big gripe with the game, and I think a lot of people agree with me. There's just too many particle effects. So please tone down that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I think of the game. I like it. I'm excited to try the full retail game. So yeah, let me know what you think about the game. That's just kind of how I feel about everything in general. Thank you for watching. The usual blah 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 blah.